Hi, everybody, and welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Aaron.
Hello, everyone.
Today, we're going to talk about a pilot of a show that never actually made it to air. It's based on the movie Cruel Intentions, and it's also titled Cruel Intentions, hence his t-shirt. And it was a pilot for the 2016 and 17 season, I believe, that was turned down by NBC. Raise your hand if you're surprised. You're not supposed to raise your hand. You're not surprised.
Well, I don't know why they pass up. I don't know why they pass up on such a great show. I was really excited to watch this pilot because it's something I've been wanting to watch. Well, since the moment I found out about it. So I was really sad where we didn't really get to see anything besides like a few clips here and there. And then
you're welcome.
Tommy may have helped me be able to view the pilot because he's generous like that. And oh my gosh, I think if it would have been on any other network, it would have been picked up. I really, really do. Maybe not on any net like the 4 major networks, but maybe like a CW or a cable network. Because there were some risque moments where I was kind of like, oh, okay. Yeah.
The sexual stuff was very risque, but nothing I don't think the CW could have handled. They could have cut out the nudity.
Which,
like, they could have just shot that for the network and then cut it out for broadcast. But I don't know. I just feel like it's nothing that Gossip Girl hasn't really done as far as sexual stuff.
Mm-mm.
But I also could have seen it on Fox. Fox sometimes has risque shows like that.
I don't know if you remember, they had a Cruel Intentions pilot or show, and they passed on it because it was kind of deemed too sexual. And then
Fox did?
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be called Manchester Prep, but they turned it into Cruel Intentions 2, which is just the episodes made into a movie.
That might be the one of... They had a few direct-to-video sequels, and I only saw one of them. I saw the one that had Jack from Dawson's Creek in it. Maybe it was that one.
That's the third one. The second one had Amy Adams in it.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Before she was Amy Adams.
Before she was Amy Adams, yes. She was playing Catherine. It was pretty good.
So, it was a prequel, right?
Yes, it was about their time in high school. Before, like, Annette showed up.
Okay. Yeah, I remember reading stuff about it, but it was like, I'm not a big fan of prequels. I don't like when different actors play the character that I already know as which does something because I'm okay with recasts on soaps. I don't know. It's all messed up in my head. But, so very excited because you know how we love sets.
Love what?
We love sets.
Oh, yeah.
We love to talk about sets.
Yes.
So Catherine's house, it was bugging me the whole time, and I kept staring at it, and I am at like 98% sure that is the Cohen's house from the OC.
I'll have to go back and watch.
The doors was the doors and the steps outside when she first meets Bash was the first thing that kind of triggered me. And then there was a scene where she walked in from the front door and they turned and walked up the stairs. And then I was like, nope, that is definitely the house from the OC.
I'll have to go.
And the pool. When they were out by the pool, I was like, this looks familiar.
It did have that OC feel because, they put them in the pool house.
And then there was another scene.
So, I would have been very excited to see how this show...
And they're in California.
Mm-hmm.
But the kitchen, too. When I was looking at the kitchen, I'm like, I know those cabinets.
I know those cabinets. They look very familiar. This show had a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm.
Just Sarah Michelle Gellar won. I mean, her being in it, I don't know how it didn't get picked up just because of that.
I know.
I don't, but she plays.
It's funny because she she looked like she was like trying to like play the good girl, like the reformed bad girl, like, and like as the episode progressed, you saw like her become Catherine.
Yeah,
like
you're like, there's the bitch I love and know. There she is. Because I love how strong of a character she was. I mean, not that she was into drugs or anything, but I love that she didn't think anyone stop her from getting what she wanted. Granted, she didn't go about it everything always the right way, but you know, she's Catherine.
This is probably just a sign of my age, but once again, I was more interested in the adults on the show than I was. I couldn't care less about the teenagers. Like I was just like, let's get back to Catherine.
I don't. I mean, that's what Cruel Intentions, the TV show, what to me it was about was Catherine. I didn't care what happened to Sebastian's son. Psh, whatever. Focus on. I was like, ooh, focus on Catherine. Focus on Catherine. I need.
It was a good premise because it all lines up between Annette taking his car at the end of the movie, like, and so she would have a car, and she could have been pregnant. They did sleep together. So it was a good premise, and enough time had gone by that she would have a teenage son.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Peter Gallagher was in it.
And he was so evil.
That's the Peter Gallagher like I remember before Sandy Cohen, because he always played bad guys like that.
I don't know why I love the bad guys. I don't know why. In real life, I don't like bad guys, and for my television life, I want a strong bad guy. I do love how gay the show was. Like, not in like the father at the beginning of the show, was, yes, he was cheating, which don't condone. That's very, very
the stepfather getting a blowjob from a guy.
But I was like, oh, okay, different. Because now to know the did the same thing at the beginning. Ethan's getting a blowjob from our future Duchess of. Could you imagine her? Whatever. Losing my train of thought though.
Apparently, this was an ongoing thing, or maybe that was just how the town found out, because at the funeral, somebody said to Annette, don't worry, don't listen to what everybody's saying or whatever.
Oh, I know what I was trying to get at with the blowjob stuff. I'm coming back to that. It's interesting to see like networks are like very okay with that. It's like, oh, we can simulate someone getting head, but we can't simulate other things. So that's where I was trying to go.
It's very different from the 90s.
Yes.
It's different from the whole abstinence message. Now it's like blowjobs are fine, oral sex is great. Progress.
So I thought it was nice to see that it went from being like guy and girl to being two guys, because you don't see a lot. It was 2016. Things were still very different back then.
Where were they? In Kansas?
Yes. So yeah, that would probably be that's a no-no in Kansas. I mean, I
wonder what made Annette go to Kansas. Was she from Kansas originally? Like when she moved to New York?
You're testing my knowledge now for Cruel Intentions, and I don't know it.
When we do our movie night, we'll have to do the Cruel Intentions movie and to pay attention to that detail.
I think she was from like some small little town, though, or not? Maybe not. Midwest, whatever. It's Kansas. Who cares? No, I'm just kidding. I've driven through Kansas. It's a long drive.
Really? I liked how in the first probably half of the show, it was a lot of the same music from the movie.
That's how you win my heart. With reboots or a continuation or something, you play in to all that stuff from the past, and that's how you win me over. When they played Bittersweet Symphony.
Is the name of that song Bittersweet Symphony? Yeah. Is that the name of the song?
Yes. The moment they played
I love that they played that while he was driving the car over the bridge.
I was ready to write an email to NBC saying, I know it's 2021, but why? Why did you pass on this?
It's been 5 years.
5 years, and I'm just still disappointed in you once again, NBC. You're like my father, NBC. You're always disappointing me.
I know. I wanted more, and I tried to get right with it in my head and just think of it as like a direct sequel to the movie, but there's just so much dangling at the end that you just wanted more.
And clearly,
Like,
Catherine
she
wanted.
graduated from her cross with the cocaine in it around her neck to a giant cross with the cocaine in it.
Catherine was like, "Go big, go home." Then that
Which
big
clearly
old
she
picture.
lied. She said she's been sober for 16 years.
Well, it didn't stick.
So something that confused me a little bit when Catherine was masturbating to pictures of Sebastian, and they had Ryan Phillippe in the background, and then they showed like a figure approach, and then they showed his face. Was that Bash, or was that supposed to be like a Ryan Phillippe lookalike? Was she masturbating to Bash?
I thought she was to Sebastian.
So did I, and then they showed the face of the figure. And it was kind of quick, so maybe I was like, were they trying to say that was him? But then she was looking at Bash, so I was wondering if she was masturbating to him. Like somehow in her mind it transitioned into.
I mean, I feel like it probably is going. It would have been because, to me, she's in my version of how this continues on. She's trying to get revenge against Annette. So her main goal is to win over Bash and just kind of turn Bash into a mini Catherine, just so that she gets that final little like, haha.
Had the show actually gone on, I could see her seducing him and sleeping with him at some point.
At some point, probably would have been episode 2.
Wait, no, they're not blood related. I was just like, wait, no, that's his aunt, but they're not blood related.
I mean, the whole movie was about Sebastian and Catherine making a bet to sleep together. How do you remember this, Tommy?
But they were stepbrother and stepsister. That was the loophole.
I mean, when that movie came out, I was I shouldn't have been watching it because it was 90. Was it 99? I believe is when that movie came out. So I was like 12.
Yeah.
I know for my 14th, when I was 14, I had a job, and for Christmas, someone knew I loved the movie, so they bought it for me on VHS. It was a very religious person, so I bet if they would have known what the movie was about, they wouldn't have bought
it. I was 14 when it came out, but I don't think I saw it till I was 15. I think I saw it when they started airing it on like HBO or something.
Oh, not me. I saw the full and I loved it. It was.
And I remember I recorded it because my first actual official copy I owned was a DVD, so I think I recorded it off a movie channel.
I still have the VHS somewhere because I keep stuff like that. But I'm just
so something that confused me. Another thing that confused me. Catherine's stepdaughter, was her ex bisexual or gay?
I think no. That's why this is where I was getting at with all. Like, I liked how for 2016 this show would have probably pushed things forward.
Mm-hmm.
Like shows are going now, this show would have probably started that trend.
I was getting a throuple vibe, like, because he was like, I felt like he was into her stepdaughter, and I could see like her ex being into him too, and them being like this threesome at one point if the show had gone on. I don't know. The show's very sexual, so I feel like they would have just gone balls to the wall and did everything. Thruples, threesomes.
It should have been on Showtime. It should have been on Showtime. They could have went there.
Yeah, or Netflix.
They didn't have Netflix.
Netflix, they would have had no restrictions.
I'm thinking this is. Did they really do original content in 2016? 2016 seems like so far away. So long ago. I'm having to think.
It was. I mean, it was 5 years ago, but I mean, at that point, they had Orange is the New Black, and they had other stuff.
That's right. They were supposed to be shopping that show around at one point too, but I guess no one wanted to pick it up. I mean, it had a built-in following.
I remember reading things. Every time I read somebody passed on it, I was like, why?
I wanted to talk to that network exec and just be like, tell me why. I just like justify it for me. Because you're breaking my little gay heart. Because I can't have Catherine on my
I mean, before you even seen it, you were like, why? Because like you're like, Sarah Michelle Gellar was in it, how could you? And then you actually see it and you're like, what's wrong with you? Why would you pass on that?
I mean, the whole time I was like, as I was watching it, I knew it was ending. And I was not going to have any more. I was just saying.
I feel like when a pilot gets shot and a network decides not to pick it up, that it should be released on YouTube or something. Because so many shows, I just feel like you invested money to film it. At least let us see it.
I wonder if they get like some kind of write-off or something. Yeah, well, we'll just write this off.
I mean, I'm sure, but
yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. I don't. There's so much.
That could actually be how a show could find another network just by it being out there. Maybe Netflix will be like, "Oh, that was good. Maybe we should pick that up."
Hulu would have been perfect for Cruel Intentions.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Okay, to me, any network would have been perfect. I don't care who as long as I pick it up. I mean, if the Disney Channel said they're going to pick it up, it'd be like, praise Jesus. Which that whole sentence doesn't make any sense. I'm in the South.
I think I read recently there's a pilot being shot for Dangerous Liaisons, which is what Cruel Intentions was based on.
Which is based on the book, right? Like there's a book? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And I can't remember, but I think there's a name actress attached to it or actor attached to it.
Well, I don't want to see it because it's not Cruel Intentions with Sarah.
And it's not Sarah Michelle Gellar. I liked how her husband's ex-wife said to her, "There's a special place in hell for women who don't support women," and she said, "I'll save you a seat," and she just like drove off. That was the first inkling of her being like the Catherine that we know. I was like, "Oh, here we go."
I was waiting for the moment because when she first, I was like, "Wait, you made a rehab, Catherine?" I was like, "Okay."
Actually, you know what? That was not the first inkling. The first inkling was in her first scene when she was being interviewed by that guy.
Oh, I loved it.
And he said he wasn't going to print what she wanted to, and then she like had all this dirt on him, and she was like, "I do my research too." She's like, "I look forward to reading your shining article about me."
I was like, "Oh, I love strong women. I love them." And that moment right there, I was just like, "That's Catherine," and I look up to Catherine. I probably shouldn't. She's not a great person. Technically,
you're like, Catherine has goals. Catherine has goals right now.
Goals. I want her in my squad. Actually, I'd rather have her on my side than not. I mean,
when she met up with Peter Gallagher, I can't remember his character's name, but Sebastian's father, her ex stepfather, because apparently they got divorced. At 5 a.m. I was like, "You guys have been up all night. I am so tired for you."
Thinking, I wish I looked that good at 5 a.m. Because it doesn't matter how it worked. If I stayed up that late, I'm still gonna look bad. But if I got up that late to meet someone, I'm gonna look worse.
He said to her, "This is Hitchcockian even for you."
I love how they just all like know Catherine and her ways. I don't know what it was, but there was some tension between those two that I feel like.
That's what I was getting to. I was like, "Ooh, did something happen there with the stepfather?"
I'm like, okay, are your parents divorced because you got with daddy?
I mean,
all right, well, stepdaddy. This ain't VC Andrews.
I mean, I feel like they both would have gone for it. They both seem like
I mean, it's Peter Gallagher. I would have went for it.
Do we know what he was going to trial for? Was it for sexual harassment?
Wait, are we talking about real life or on TV?
On TV, on the show.
You almost broke my heart there. I was like,
no.
I was like, there's no way Sandy.
On the Cruel Intentions pilot.
No, they mentioned he's had like cases before, but this was involved money and taxes and stuff like this.
So it had to do with the family business.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm moving. I talk with my hands so much I'm hitting the mic.
Yeah, I was like trying to figure out. I was like, oh, was there like a sexual harassment thing going on?
Ooh, I love though the paternity test. I mean, people listening to this are probably like, we haven't even seen this episode because we, sorry, but when she switched, she got the paternity test back on. Like, I thought they were going to get like
pulled. It's out there, people. You can find it if you really want to.
I thought they were going to pull one over Catherine. I was like, ooh, she ain't going to like this. But then she pulled one over them. I was like, ooh, get them, Catherine. Get them, girl. Can't help it. I'm Team Catherine so much.
Okay, but so my question about that now. Carmen, who is her assistant, who is sleeping with Catherine's husband and also sleeping with Catherine.
Okay, I was about to say, because it seemed like she was playing, all pun intended, both teams.
Do you think... So she plotted with him to switch the results. Mm-hmm. Do you think she switched it back, like, for Catherine?
I think Catherine did it. I think Catherine knew they were up to something.
Okay.
Because Carmen looked very shocked when she found out that Bash was...
I thought she looked shocked when she was, like, eavesdropping, but I wasn't sure.
I will say, now this is switching topics. That's our whole show, switching topics. Who they got cast to play Annette, I felt like did a pretty good job.
I did too. She looks familiar. I feel like I've seen her in something.
It was Drop Dead Diva. She was one of the attorneys. Is that it?
I didn't watch that show.
Oh, well, I don't know what you saw her in.
I mean, it's been 5 years. I could have seen her in anything since 2016.
But I thought she was good in that.
Yeah, she resembled Reese enough that I could buy that was Annette.
Wore the same type of like those khaki pants almost with that, like, kind of like that teacher outfit. Like, she's like, I'm on a mission.
I was a little bit scared of Peter Gallagher when he like had his hand around her necklace, like he was going to choke her or whatever, when he was like threatening her.
I was like, are we about to kill Annette?
And when she said, I'm not afraid of you, I was like, are you sure? Because I am.
Yeah, I was kind of like, well, I was thinking, if we're just going to kill you off in the first episode, could we not have gotten Reese for one episode? I wonder if they were doing that show now and maybe doing it for like HBO, if Reese Witherspoon would do it. Because, she does TV now. Big Little Lies, the morning show. She does TV now, so maybe that's why I didn't get picked up. The universe was waiting till Reese Witherspoon was willing to do television.
We need to reshoot this with Reese.
I'm delusional. I know. I'm delusional. We'll put Bash in his 20s at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. Because what is he, like 16, 17?
Which I think would have been more fun if he would have been a little bit older.
He's 16, because I think they said it's been 16 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but seeing the car, like, one, it broke my heart to see that poor car just in a barn in Kansas, covered in dirt. I was like, Sebastian is looking down and going, Catherine should have got that car. She would have taken care of it.
I do. When he was driving over the bridge, I was like, you couldn't have cleaned the dirt off the car. Like, it was still on the car.
It was nice to see Catherine drive the car, though, because it was kind of like...
She was driving it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure.
It was like, ooh, she got the car finally.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like,
That was part of the bet, right? The original bet. She wanted his car.
if she won, she got the car. If he won, he got to put it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I just love the way she says it. Like
that's a direct quote.
like that outfit she's wearing, and just all like, Sarah Michelle
It's
Gellar.
iconic.
It is. I mean, it is.
But yeah,
she deserves it.
I guess that's all we could say about a 44-minute pilot that didn't get picked up.
She deserves an Emmy for that
unaired
pilot. Needs another one they need an unaired pilot category, or just so I can get. I'll be like, remember when Lisa Rinna was out there trying to get on Melrose
Place?
I'll be out there for Sarah Michelle Gellar when it's Emmy time. Give Sarah an Emmy. Give it to her.
Like, what has she done? You're like, the Cruel Intentions pilot is 5 years ago.
She still deserves a recognition for that. We'll have to tag her when we post this episode. Be like, pretty much this is a I Heart Sarah Michelle Gellar podcast.
I don't know if I would want her to see this.
I would.
She might be like, okay, these guys are crazy.
Well, then it's. Oh God, she would think we're like that one girl. Like, who's the girl she kissed? What's her name?
The character?
Yeah, in the movie.
Selma Blair. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember her. Cecile. You know, she's all goofy, and that's kind of how we are right now. That's what she would think. She'd be like, "You're acting like Cecile."
Sarah Michelle Gellar defined a generation. I'm sure she's used to people gushing over her, especially the gays.
Gays, nerds, men, probably women too. I mean, women.
Everybody.
Yeah. She was my 90s. Pretty much. Please get some work done.
All right.
I miss you.
All right, so let's wrap this up because we're just going to talk about Sarah all night.
Who would have thought we could go on this?
Thanks for listening, guys. If you haven't seen this Cruel Intention pilot, look around YouTube in the comment section of some of the clips from it. You might find a link somewhere. Until next time, check us out on all the socials, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
We love you, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
You're not going to say goodbye?
I said bye. We love you, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Bye.